Yeah, looks like they back for a fifth season, man.
Who that?
Sports Roundtable.
Who?
SRT Crew.
Whoa.
SRT. They got that realness flowing in their DNA. Damn you lame if you ain't tuned to SRT today. HO got that payload when he say so. What you betting on? Don't get mad at me on fantasy. Break up Kyrie LeBron. I be smooth as sports superhero Hancock in the mix. Deal with roll tide forever. Real talk, you know who he gon' pick. See where I be with SRT. Behind the glass, that G-Money. Made with a strong, I never lose. 6-man elite, that's J Smooth.
All you other sports radio shows is fake news. Believe that. Turn up your radios, cause it's time for SRT Radio. Yeah.
What up? It's Sports Roundtable. And we're live from our virtual studios overlooking everywhere. As I'm your humble host, H.O. from Bankhead, and my main man, Mr. Hancock, the sports superhero. We're here, tuned in, ready to take you around the world of sports once again. My main man, D. Will, said he will be checking in pretty soon. I thought I had my man Smitty that was go jump in, and he said next week he had the Falcon camps and doing some other stuff. So speaking of my main man, there he is, D. Will, the coach, in the building.
What up?
What's happening?
What's happening, D. Will? Chilling. What up, family? What y'all got popping?
Yes,
you know what's up.
We about to do it, baby. We about to do it. First of all, Han, what's going on with you? Everything good? I brought D. Will in as I was introducing you, so I'll go ahead and
everything's everything, big homie. You know, we just trying to stay ahead of these bill collectors. You know how we do, but everything's good. Everything's good. How about yourself?
Man, everything good, bro. Listen, boy, I had so many comments about D. Will last week and how he talked about the SEC and the football, and boy, it was. Boy, I had, but listen, when you come on the show, D. Will, everybody just started texting me left and right the next day. I'm like, yeah, they were like, yeah, boy, D. Will was hyped about that. I'll say, yeah, he's a pretty hype guy. So,
37 days, baby.
Yeah,
can't wait.
Can't wait.
That was it. Can't wait.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait. And then listen, hey, listen, Squirrel, I don't like Buddy. I don't like him on Get Up. I don't like him on First Take. Like, he got the worst takes and opinions on TV. Why in the hell do they keep putting this dude on TV? He sucks. He got one line with Sal Palantonio that went viral, and now he on everybody TV show across the ESPN, and he is not good. He's not good. Sorry. Go ahead.
Hey, before we even get into it, I already got somebody in the chat. Cuz in the chat, he's asking this question.
When it matter?
Exactly.
Like, people really took that South Sudan thing serious. Man, stop it. Nah, we good. Whenever they feel the need to start hooping, they gonna hoop and they gonna beat everybody the way they supposed to beat them. You saw what they did to Serbia. Come on, man. Let's not act like that team right there is probably not the best team we've ever seen constructed. And if KD, and I don't think KD need to play, but if KD ever plays, it's really a wrap.
Yeah, he don't need to play. Embiid don't need to play.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready for the season, man. But they gonna turn it on whenever they want to, man. That team is stacked. They got defense, offense, where they stacked. What they stack like D. Will? Who they stack like D. Will?
I'm not going there. I'm not doing it. No.
Yeah, I know where you were trying to go.
I know where he was trying to go. He wasn't going to get me to go there. I'm not giving the towel a hand today. No.
So, cuz the folks say when the team is ready, then they go be in there. All right. Speaking of team, let's go ahead and jump into some hot news. The hot news sponsored by our good old friends, Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road. Big Easy Grill, the place to be, and the place to get the best Louisiana seafood in town. Trust me when I tell you, Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road, the best shrimp, the best catfish, the best shrimp po' boy, and the best crab claws in the business. So with that being said, we go jump into this hot news that we got going on. And before we move on, mention Sports Roundtable SRT. You get 10% off in the meal, $25 or more. All right, the Olympics starts this Friday. And I have to ask, fellas, what are you anticipating and looking forward to when the Olympics start this Friday? DeWill, I'm gonna go ahead and start with you.
Bro, I'm just gonna keep it 100. I am a sucker for the Olympics. I love it all, bro. I will catch myself sitting in there watching some I am totally uninterested in that I ain't never watched before, and I don't know what the hell is going on, but I'm watching it because it's sports and it's exciting and it's competition. So yeah, man, I'm just excited for the Olympics to get started overall. But I am a track and field and basketball guy. Those are the two things that I really pay attention to. So of course I'm interested in. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm interested in watching the women beat the hell out of everybody because that's all they're gonna go over there and do. I'm interested in watching the men's basketball. I'm definitely interested in track and field and seeing if Sha'Carri, after the weed incident in the last Olympics 3 years ago, due to the pandemic, see if she can bounce back. She's been looking awesome. I want to see what the little young boy doing that's running the 400, that's running with grown men, and he like 16, 14 years old. I don't know how old he is, but he running like a kid with fire up his asshole. But pause. But I'm just saying, like it's a lot of dynamics that I'm interested in seeing. But bro, I catch myself sitting on the couch watching archery. Like no joke, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm just a sucker for the Olympics. So those are the main things I'm looking forward to. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm gonna be watching it all.
But D-Will, can I say something to you though?
Sure.
It looks like the Olympics makes you a little transparent about sports. When you say you go watch some archery, you are really becoming transparent.
Oh no, but here's the thing, bro. In the 2008 Olympics are one of my favorites because I fell in love with archery because of an Italian named Ilario Dabo. They called him Mr. Fadeaway. When he shot the bow, every time he released it, he looked away. They called him Mr. Fadeaway, the coldest thing ever. It got me locked into archery forever. So I'm an archery fan, bro. Yeah, I'm cultured.
My man, there he is. And as I scroll through my phone, I see D-Will at a baseball stadium at Riverwalk Stadium.
Come on, man. I went to a baseball game last night,
baseball stadium. Boy, look at him. Boy, D-Will.
I watched the Mississippi Braves. Come on, man.
There it is, my man.
Come on, man. I ain't know nobody.
There, hey, Hancock, Hancock over there with a smile on his face. I know he couldn't believe it.
No, I can't. Because you outdid me, D-Will, because I wouldn't have went. But good job, D-Will. I appreciate it. Somebody got to represent.
Straight like that.
A baseball game, Mississippi Braves. How about that? All right, Hank, what you looking forward to in this Olympics coming up Friday?
Yeah, I'll piggyback a little bit on D-Will. I'm definitely looking forward to both basketball, sides, the men and the women. I definitely will be looking at the track and field. I think those are the two main events, along with boxing. I do always tune in to see the boxing. Those things really pique my interest in the Olympics. The one other thing that I know I'll be watching, the historic thing with Simone Biles. I think we'll watch a part of history and watch what she does. So I definitely will be kind of looking into that. And there's always a story in the Olympics, somebody that's broke on the scene, that's just handling business and about to set records, winning gold or whatever. So whomever that big story is, I'm sure I'll be tuning in to find out, no matter what that is. It might be Jax, whoever. I don't know what they might be playing. But when somebody takes over and takes center stage and begins to get that following, we tend to tune in to see that. So I'm sure there'll be some outlier that I'll be watching. But the main three definitely be the basketball, boxing, and track and field.
Oh, and I'm tripping. I'm sorry. I missed one, Big H.O. I missed one, man. I'm watching swimming. Like
You watch
swimming
swimming?
is probably one of the top events I'm attuned. Katie Ledecky got me locked in. Like the greatest female swimmer of all time. Like I'm gonna be locked in to see what's going on. Like when Michael Phelps did his thing and winning all those goals, and all those guys was doing it. Listen, it's really so many events that I'm gonna tune into. It's going to be one of those things where I'm locked in every day to watch whatever is on. Because you're gonna get, because like I say, it's competition, and us as sports folks, man, we love it. And I'm glad you said that. Boxing and swimming, I'm gonna be locked in. And gymnastics, like the Simone Biles thing is something. And it's one other thing, Big H.O., that I'm looking forward to. And my wife was, but I'm not a huge opening ceremony person. She was big on the opening ceremonies. Yeah. And to have LeBron James and Coco Gauff be the flag bearers for the U.S., I think is a huge look for the United States, especially in this election year and this turmoil that we're going through in the States. I think that's a big look to have LeBron James and Coco Gauff, two black folks, as the flag bearers for the United States at the open ceremony.
That is big.
Yeah, and we need somebody to redeem us since Gilbert Arenas trying to take everybody down. So,
oh my God, Gil! But what are you thinking, Gil? Jesus! Like he went viral. I guess that's what he's going for. But damn.
Yeah. Woo. Come on, Gil.
Come on, Gil. Do better.
Well, it sound like a buster coming up. All right, but let me ask y'all this. I asked Ham off air, but I want to ask you, D. Will. Could this? Well, first of all, let me just say this. I'm looking forward to the women's track and field beating Jamaica in the relay, in the 4x4 relay. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking to see if they can just push it in their face. And now, and with that being said, could this be the greatest women 4x4 relay team ever assembled?
The 4x4 or 4x1? The 4x1, yes. That's the one I think you're talking about that's going to challenge Jamaica with Sha'Carri running anchor. Like, bro, if you watch them in the World Championships, and also if you watch them they look unbeatable, dog. Like, and let's keep it 100. We understand for a lot of those years in the early 2000s and the early 2010s, Jamaica ran track and field on the sprinter side, men's and women's, right? And like what's her name? Sherry Ann Fraser. Like she was one of the greatest of all times. But let's keep it real. Jamaica has aged out a little bit when it comes to sprinting, when it comes to track and field. And we understand this thing goes in cycles of Olympics. And the last several cycles of Olympics, when they ran it, they've kind of phased out, and they really hadn't replaced those track and field athletes with the same high caliber athletes. But it's kind of hard when you're talking about a Usain Bolt and a Frazier. Like, those are the greatest of all times. It's hard to replace those and continue to produce those type of athletes. And they were beating America for all those Olympics. Now America has put those athletes in place, and now they have some upper echelon athletes, and it's just going to be tough. I think it's going to be a blowout, in my opinion. And that 4x1, they ain't no joke, dog. Them women running. They running.
Yeah, they running. Flying. Ain't no doubt. They flying.
All right. LeBron leads the U.S. team to an undefeated record before the real game starts. Are you surprised at this age he's still able to do what he's able to do?
I got to give it up, man. I've been telling you for the last few times we've been talking about LeBron. His, I guess, the longevity and staying as great as he is right now, you have to tip your hat, man. I mean, I've always said I think Jordan to me is the GOAT for me. You know, and I love Kobe. Kobe is right there behind him. But man, I mean, you pull up a seat and put it at the table, man. LeBron James, to do the things that he's done, to be the all-time scoring leader, to dominate and be able to pass the ball, rebound, young in his career. He was a lockdown defender. And just still right now, it's hard to keep him out of top 5 players in the NBA right now when you talk about it. I mean, definitely top 10. But you got this dude's still doing it, man. I mean, I've gained more and more respect. Yeah, there's always been that thing where you say, well, he hadn't shown the clutch gene, or he doesn't dominate or take over, and he won't take the last shot. Those are things that have always plagued his career, and people want to talk about. But I'm through. I'm off that hill. It's just like I quit down on that hill with Brady. Brady got all those Super Bowls. I can't keep fighting that. You know, some things you just gotta say, look, man, the argument is there. You gotta say it, whether you like it or not. You gotta tip your hat. You know, the argument's made. This dude is gonna go down, and he's gonna be argued as the greatest. I'm not gonna say what he's gonna be argued as the greatest basketball player of all time. He is. The accolades are gonna be there. And you know, there's always gonna be that, but Jordan never lost in the finals. And you have to give that up. You have to say that. And Jordan had to take those years off for whatever reason. He took the years off. He came back and dominated again. Had he not taken them off, he might have won 8 in a row. I don't know. But we do know he was the dominant player of his era. And when you look at this era, LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of this era. And I don't think it just is what it is. I tip my hat to him. LeBron James is a bad dude, man.
All right, Weez.
Man, like watching LeBron at what he's doing now, the most impressive thing to me is how he's evolved as a basketball player. Let's just go back through the 20 years of what we've seen from LeBron James. We saw the young athlete that was just eager, hungry, motor was higher than everybody else's, was a grown man, much past the years of his age, right? Then you see him and he won in Cleveland. Then he goes to Miami and he's this freak of an athlete, something that we've never seen this big, this fast, this strong, do what he did. And then for him to go back to Cleveland, to be the more mature, I'm grown up now, I'm a grown man, I got a family, I can still do this. And then for him to go to LA and be like, oh, I'm the elder statesman, and now look at me still do it. And to watch him in the Olympic trials or pregame, so to speak, do what he's doing, bro. And to watch those players on that team, Anthony Edwards, who's been watching LeBron James his whole career. LeBron James to Anthony Edwards is who Michael Jordan was to us. It's who Kobe Bryant was to us. Watching them up close and personal like that, to see them just say, Jason Tatum be like, how'd y'all, LeBron James? Like it is so remarkable to see somebody at his age, at this stage of his career, be able to do what he's doing, and to see him get the love that he gets from the younger generation lets you know just how great he is. And I agree with Ham, man. It's going to be hard pressed for you to tell me 5 to 6 other players in the NBA that are better right now than LeBron James. Not a name that you can give me that sounds good, but you got to give me the name and the productivity. To see what LeBron James has done over the last 3 or 4 seasons and what he's doing now in the Olympics, man, it is just, it's insane. And my point is, look how he's doing it. He is just too big for everybody else on the court. If you look out on the court, LeBron James is the biggest player on the court, except for when Embiid is on the court. If Embiid on the court, that's a big ass dude. That's a big ass dude. But I'm thinking, other than that, LeBron James is the biggest player on the court. He's still damn near the most athletic player on the court. He's definitely the strongest player on the court, and he's just unstoppable. Don't you know we watched Michael Jordan evolve the same way I just explained LeBron James' career? We saw young Mike with all the athleticism and the trick shots. We saw dominant Mike come back. Then we saw old man Mike come back with the fadeaway. We saw the evolution of his game. LeBron James damn near looked the same when he was young that he do now. He's just too big, too fast, and too strong for everybody else on the court. So to watch him, man, like Han said, tip my hat, man. He the GOAT. Pull up your chair to the table. He's sitting there with Michael, Magic, Kareem, and Kobe. Like, they sitting there together, bro. They sitting there together.
Ain't no doubt.
I agree.
No doubt. And he's
Definitely agree.
added Carmelo bullet ball to his game. He will. He's added bullet ball to his game.
Like, that's who he looked like. And now that you say that, he looks like a big ass Carmelo Anthony.
And he bullet ball.
And that's
he
deadly.
going through the chest. I mean, what? I don't know how you stop him, man. Dude, I got to get up, dog. Dude, a bad dude, man. He a bad dude.
Hey, is it me or has LeBron handles got better as the older he's gotten?
I'm gonna tell you this. I think he's finally slowed down athletically. How about that?
Right.
Like earlier, I think his handle was a little loose because he knew if I take one step, I can get by you, bro. Right? So now I can't get by you on one step, so I can be a little bit more savvy, a little bit more protected with my handle. So I'm not gonna say it's gotten better. I think it was always good. I think it was overstated that LeBron James couldn't dribble. He ain't Jaylen Brown and on, you know what I'm saying? But like he could always handle. Like Jaylen Brown can't dribble with his left hand. I don't give a damn what you can tie that monk behind his back. He ain't dribbling with it. But my thing is like LeBron James handles have always been good, but I think the game is slowed down and his body is slowed down, which makes it look more efficient.
All right, what up, Coach? What up, Marky? Cuz, what's up? Gloria, I see y'all in the chat. What's going on, everybody? Yes, sir. And it is now being reported that the NBA has refused and turned down the TNT offer for the NBA media package. Yeah, we just got the news. Just got the news on the ticker here. So the NBA has turned down and refused to even talk to TNT Warner Brothers about the package, $1.8 billion. So we was going to talk about maybe TNT extending, but now that it's come down, fellas, what are your thoughts now?
I really thought I thought they would, might go back and revisit that thing and give them a shot at it, man, especially with the partnership they've had over the years and success they've had. I really thought with, coming with the offer that this would happen. So for you just to say point blank period, no, that's real news. I'm shocked. I'm shocked that it didn't even go any farther than that.
Right.
I thought with the bid, they might get it back.
Nah, and here's the
bro. It's all about that manyan. That's all that matters. From all reports, TNT made the offer and they rejected it. Amazon, and they said they were gonna, because TNT was bidding for the C-list games from the NBA. ESPN, Disney, and NBC had the A and B side, right? And we know how that's working. The C team was going to be either Amazon Prime or they were going to keep it on TNT. The bid that TNT made, they rejected and they decided to go with Amazon Prime. So here's the only issue I have with it. And me and Breeze were having this conversation the other day. Like, I get the streaming world and I understand where the trajectory of news media, the way we consume information, the way we consume content, I understand what route it's going in. I'm not naive. However, I don't think that the casual right now is willing already. We saw what it did with the NFL. It didn't work, right? Like those numbers were down. Those numbers were down. The numbers gonna be down with the NBA. A lot of people tuned into NBA games on Thursday nights to watch inside the NBA. They didn't give a damn who was playing. They just wanted to watch Charles, Kenny, Ernie, and Shaq get up there and act the fool. That's what the entertainment portion of it was. I think the NBA lost track of that part of it, the human element of it. And that's what I talk about with streaming. I don't even got cable no more, but I get it. I miss my cable box, right? I miss it. It's an attachment that we ain't ready to get rid of. And I think NBA lost focus on the attachment that those four had with the NBA audience and with the general public that brought the casual in to watch those NBA games on those nights that they had it. And I'm gonna tell you like this, it's gonna hurt them. I understand Charles Barkley said, regardless of what the deal was, this next year was going to be his last year. But I think if that contract could have been renewed, they could have switched him out of that. But I'm just saying, the NBA is not going to be the same, not without TNT, but without inside the NBA.
There it is.
And I agree totally, man. I agree totally. Everything you said. That's what I meant by relationships. The relationship they had, the familiarity of that program, they were synonymous with one another. When you think about basketball during the week, you think of TNT. That was it. To me, it was a better option than the ESPN one. Now, the ESPN was okay, but that TNT broadcast, along with their show, the TV show, the network show, was just, it went hand in hand with basketball. I thought they were made for one another. So to me, right. I don't know if it was. I think it's more of the urban feel we were getting, DB. You know what I mean? It was like, and when I think of it going to NBC, I don't get that. Let's just go and say, I don't feel that blackness. I don't feel it. And I mean, the NBA All-Star game is black. It's a black celebration. Let's think about all the sports. All the major sports, you talk about their All-Star or their Pro Bowl games or whatever, the only one that's African-American that you really gonna get behind is the NBA one. People go to that event, they go to those cities, they don't even care if they go to the game, but they want to be in that city for it. That, you see what I'm saying? So it's the only thing that tied, well, I'm not gonna say it's the only thing, but it tied the black community to a pro sport. And don't get me wrong. I think the NFL does that with the tailgates and things of that nature in the South. I think it's more when you go to Northern, it's a little bit different. But I know the tailgates in Atlanta are something serious. You understand what I'm feeling. But I just think that we're losing that urban black connection when it goes to NBC. Now I may be wrong, but I just think it's going to be more of a antiseptic aesthetic to it, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be raisins in the tater salad. That's what it's gonna be. We're losing the hot sauce.
Yeah.
You know
what I'm saying? So,
no doubt. I agree though. Like it's gonna be tough for us, but the NBA, like I say, it's all about that manyan. Like that's what it boils down to. Like the NBA's media rights is $76 billion with a B. 76, right? Like, and we were all applauding last week when the WNBA got 2.1 billion. We were like 2.1 billion for the WNBA, and then the NBA gonna come out 2 days later, $76 billion for our. So like, it's gonna be okay. The NBA gonna survive. However, I think it's gonna be an adjustment. It's gonna be a major adjustment to go to, like Han said, NBC that don't feel the blackish, right? And then we could doing the other half as streaming, which everybody doesn't do. Like everybody's hadn't switched over to streaming, even though that's the way the world is going. So I think those two things are going to be missing from the NBA this upcoming season.
Right.
Hey, can I just be honest with you? I think personally that the NBA jumped in bed with Jeff Bezos, and he probably promised him more money moving forward, not just with this deal, but deals coming up in the future. And possibly, and to your point, Hancock, that's a relationship that they're newly building. And Bezos he has connections overseas to stream so people can get the NBA.
Manyan, man, manyan.
Yeah, so Bezos probably go make his money back just off streaming itself. So,
and then you gotta understand, the NBA is about to expand. They're about to add Las Vegas and go back to Seattle. So it all makes sense.
Yep, it was I definitely agree with that. And I think Cuz in the chat, and he already said that that's the bust of this week, bust of the week for him.
I heard that.
But let's see what else we got. All right, last item up the bid for the hot news is the summer league is over, and Jalen Wilson, Brooklyn Nets, wins MVP. You had with Scottie Pippen Jr. and I can't remember the rest of the guys who was on the summer league first team, but Jalen Wilson, Miami Heat did win the summer league, so they got what Khalil Ware, one of the bright spots. I know he was on the first team as well. So I'm gonna start with you, D. Will. Did you enjoy the summer league, and how does that rhythm of the summer league moving forward going into the season? How does that momentum seem to you?
Just start off, the summer league was fire. Like it was fire. Just watching basketball and the way they competed in some of the high level games that were played, Vegas was on fire, bro. Like the NBA is really, really doing a great job at promoting and marketing the NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. Like people don't understand. It's so much that goes on in Vegas around Summer League. It's the Eurobasket camp. So all the European scouts are in. They're at Summer League. They got the camp, so guys are being able to. They got the G League camp going on. It's so much that goes on in Vegas during the week of Summer League, and to watch those guys be able to go out there and compete, and some guys make some names for themselves was big time. Now I'm gonna go and tell you like this: this rookie class sorry as hell, man. Like it ain't no like. It was nobody that you picked, that you sat down and say, oh, I can't wait to watch so-and-so play. And like Wemby got us there last year. The year before that, Chet Holmgren got us there. We were like, man, we got to go see these freaks of nature go play basketball. Bruh, Alex Sarr, 0 for 15. The boy for the Hawks. Yeah, I like him. Don't get me wrong. I like him. Yeah, he all right. Right? Like he ain't changing no franchise. I'm sorry. He ain't changing the franchise. Stephon Castle, a Georgia boy from right there and around Atlanta, like played with the Atlanta Express, AAU on the UAA circuit, number 4 pick by San Antonio, ended up hurting his hand, didn't play a lot, but when he did play, he looked really good. I love it, but nobody got you out of your seat to make you watch it. Now, what was impressive was second, third, and guys trying to get back to a spot. You saw a lot of those, and they played well, like a Kevin Knox, the kid that was first round pick from the New York Knicks, who played very well, trying to get him a spot back in Summer League. Like you saw those type of players who were second-year players that just dominate, like the Jalen Wilson kid, second-year player from Brooklyn. He looked good. You can tell he had NBA experience. Scottie Pippen Jr. feel like he been in the Summer League for 17 years, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. He feel like he been there forever, but he played well. So it was guys, I even like Josh Christopher playing for Miami, who got a shot in Houston. It didn't work out, and now he's really trying to make an NBA roster and make an impact. Watching him play for Miami Heat and make big shots and play another role, trying to transition to that point guard position. It was a lot of dynamics, and I can keep going on and on. It was a lot of dynamics that I liked during Summer League, but to say it was a Summer League of stars and people I couldn't, it wasn't none of that. It was just me as a basketball fan and as an NBA fan and analyst looking into it. That's the only interesting part that I saw.
Yeah.
All right, Hank.
There's one name that I'm seeing that, yeah. So just to piggyback, some of the names you talk about, this kid from Memphis, GG Jackson, man, can play. And
second-year player.
I think moving, yeah, exactly. He's second year, and he got a lot of run last year with all the injuries that Memphis had. And you could see the NBA game has rubbed off on him, and I think he's going to be good. So I do agree, D-Will. It was more of players that we came in trying to see, okay, what this name looked like. But we actually got to see some other guys who might really contribute later on or might become something. Not going to say GG will be a superstar anything like that. But I think he's a player in this league. So I'm watching. I think he made first team on the All-Star.
G.G. Jackson, Jordan Miller, Scottie Pippen Jr., Reed Shepherd, and Khalil Ware.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I was more impressed with Reed Shepherd than I thought I would be.
Mm-hmm.
So I give him that. And D. Will, you touched on the guy that I thought the Hawks should have traded back for, got picks, and positioned themselves in the draft for next year. I thought they should have went back and got Steven Castle, moved and got some picks, and got with some sorry team that's gonna have a shot to be in the lottery again next year. And I thought they should have parlayed, because this wasn't the year to be the number one pick. It wasn't this year. So I would have moved back. I would have taken a guy like Castle and maybe packaged and tried to do some things to get position for next year. Because I think Castle is a player. I really do. So that's what I would have done. I agree. That's the one that I have identified as being a possible starter in a year or two. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year going forward, a legit starter in the NBA.
And like, here's the thing about Stephon Castle, bro. Like last year at UConn, where they won a national championship, he played out of position. He's not a wing. Stephon Castle's a point guard. Mm-hmm. And that's what Greg Popovich said. The reason they drafted him, he's going to be able to play that lead guard. Because, you know, in the NBA, it's not really a point guard. It's a lead guard, a guy who can facilitate and set you up, but also be somebody who can get you buckets, right? Be a major option on your team. And Stephon Castle is going to develop into that with Vassell on the what's his name? Vasani, they gave $100 million to him, shooting that thing out there on the wing, and Wemby being Mr. Everybody. Like, add Stephon Castle to that rotation, bro. In a couple years, I agree, Han. He's going to be the one that's going to pop out and can be a potential NBA All-Star very early in his career, playing alongside Wembanyama. But like, I'm going to touch on Reed Shepherd. Reed Shepherd can hoop. He can really get busy. Like, him in the pick and roll situation, he reminds you of a more skilled and more efficient Austin Reeves. He reminds me of a better Austin Reeves, a guy around that 6'3", 6'4", who's hellified in pick and roll and is a knockdown shooter. But I'm gonna tell you, Reed Shepherd don't miss. Like, when he shoots the basketball, you really figure that thing is going in, right? He had a little issues with turnovers, but he played a lot of lead guard and point guard position. Some he's not going to be asked to do a lot in Houston with Fred VanVleet there to take care of that load of handling the basketball. Shepherd's going to be able to be more of a scorer, spot-up shooter in his rookie year, which is going to help him later on in his career to be able to learn from somebody like a veteran like VanVleet. So that's a good spot for him also. So I'm going to tell you, man, I wasn't big on him coming out of high school. I wasn't big on him coming out of Kentucky. But Rob Dillingham was getting busy in that last summer league game they played. 25 points, 12 assists. You saw him show that my game can translate, y'all. My ability to put this ball in the hole can translate to the next level. And being somewhere like Minnesota, where he can play alongside of Anthony Edwards, somebody who could take that pressure off. He can play behind a Mike Conley, somebody who can really mentor him and show him the game. With his ability, bro, he gonna be a problem. I knocked on his size coming out of high school. I knocked on his loosey-goosey style of play coming out of high school. When I saw him in Kentucky, I was like, I don't see it. He ain't big enough, strong enough, and he probably might not be good enough. But, bro, he showed me in that last summer league game, my game translates, and I can do something that is a skill that a lot of other people ain't got, and that's actually put the ball inside the hole.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't just get him. They got the kid from Illinois also. What's the kid's name that can hoop? He can hoop too. So he's what's the kid's name? God, I wish I had it. It's on the tip of my tongue. But he can ball.
From Illinois.
He was in the tournament. He went off. What's his name? God. But anyway, we'll get back to him. But you touched on San Antonio. Think about this, D. Will. When Chris Paul had your boy in Oklahoma City when he was with the Clippers, when he had SGA, he mentored SGA. And you see what SGA is now? Think about now. Castle is going to be under Chris Paul. Think about what he'll get from him and how if he can take that and move along. Oh my goodness! I'm telling you, I think that is a great thing to have a mentor like Chris Paul. Like I said, we saw what happened with SGA.
There you go. There you go.
The second thing coming. Terrence Shannon. That's the key.
Yeah.
Terrence Shannon. He's also there. I'm telling you, man, they Minnesota years to come, they're building there, man. And I'm telling you, watch him too. He's gonna be a piece for them. Maybe not next year, but in the years to come.
Well, Han, Coach got something in the chat. I'm not sure if you gonna be too pleased with that.
I saw.
Comment.
I saw, and we'll see. You know how I feel about Zach Edney. So, Coach, we'll see it from your mouth to God's ears. We'll see. I don't know yet, but
I'm with Coach.
He's a big dude.
Stop sleeping, Han.
We'll see.
That dude can play some basketball, dog.
I'm asleep, D. Will. I can't. Y'all got to wake me up. I got to see it. Wake me up when it happens, because I'm asleep right now. I can't even lie.
I like that, man.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's always a place for a big old tall dude, so he gonna be on somebody's team.
Taco Fall ain't.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right. You got D. Will. You got me there.
Hey, to your point, D. Will, did the Summer League accelerate the purchase of a new team in Las Vegas, the way that they handled Vegas, the way that they were promoting and pub it? Did it accelerate the expansion in Las Vegas?
Bro, you know what accelerated the expansion in Las Vegas? ESPN Bet. Once Disney got in bed with Vegas, it opened up the door to have an NBA team in Las Vegas. It wasn't the NFL. It wasn't the WNBA. It wasn't nothing else. But when they made ESPN Bet, it opened up the door for the NBA to get in bed with Las Vegas. And now that they got that, you best believe it's going down. Because they've always done Vegas well. The All-Star game in Vegas a couple years ago was awesome. They've always been in Vegas for the NBA Summer League and all those other attractions that I told you go on during the week of Summer League. That's always been there. It's always been a great time. But once they opened up ESPN Bet, is what Adam Silver like, okay, y'all, we can go there. Let's go get this money. And that's all they're saying.
It's perfect. When they pulled the curtain back and the Wizards showed up and they say he had gambling tickets in his hand, sports is taking off, man. It's all good now. They bet on everything, and it's a perfect mix. It's a perfect matter. You can go casinos now, and the most highly public place is when you go into sports books. They got TVs and they betting on everything. And people are still gambling at the tables, but believe me, the sports books are jumping, man. It is off the chain.
It's so because, bro, it's so many games and so many sports to bet on, right? Like roulette ain't nothing but one little wheel. Like it ain't gonna change. Right. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but that's sports betting. Every quarter is different. And now that they've added in the daily fantasy betting, where you can bet on prop bets of like the prize picks type betting. Come on, man. They didn't change the game. And what other speaking on prize picks and ESPN Bet, where you can do those type of bets, there's no other better game than basketball to do it on. Because you can bet on rebounds, points, assists. Like you can't do that in football the way you can in basketball because of the free flowing of the game. You can't do it in baseball the way you can do it in basketball because of the free flowing of the game. So I'm telling you, once ESPN Bet started what they started and prize picks came into the world, you better believe they are running to Vegas right now. Running.
All right, perfectly said. All right, let's move on to our. Well, I thought I was gonna have Smith on. Smith said next week will be it. So we're gonna go ahead and quickly jump into our baller, busters, and boy stop. Let me switch the banners over. Boom. Baller, busters, and boy stop. Go ahead and Put your baller busters and bar stop in the chat. And I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. All right, Coach said a bet eater is good, Han. Coach said,
Okay.
okay.
Hey,
I guess
hey,
he's trying
if
to wake
he's
you up.
good, I'll say okay. I agree, but I got to see it, man. I just have to see it. I'm
he
not
said your trigger word, hey? He said your
bet,
trigger word. He said a bet.
He said
Hey, that's
bet,
your thing. Hey, listen, Han got some fruit cups for you.
Yeah.
I know that's right. Well, what's the bet? What does good mean is what I want to understand. Good. What does good mean? Coach, give me some parameters on what good is, and then we can talk.
That is.
Okay. All right. Well, while we waiting on Coach to do that, let's go ahead and jump into our baller buzzers and bar stop. All right, my baller this week is going out to the Olympics, the Olympic team. As the Olympic team is going into this Olympics, rhythm, momentum, and all. So I'm looking forward to the gold medals galore when it comes to the USA. I'm looking for domination from the track team, men and women. I'm looking for domination from the U.S. basketball team, and even domination from the U.S. women basketball team as well. So shout out to the Olympics. And another honorable mention is the WNBA All-Star team who defeated the USA Women's Olympic team in the scrimmage game. So shout out to the rookie class of the WNBA. And another baller goes out to the $2.1 billion media contract that WNBA just secured just last week. And maybe the NBA doesn't have to interfere and loan them money now. So we'll see about that.
Now they still need some money.
I think the WNBA cut out. Yeah, they gave them some of it, so they're getting a piece of the 76. I think they're getting $2 billion out of it or something like that. But I could be wrong. But I think they're cutting out some of their money to give to them because they still support the WNBA.
Okay, all right.
When we go first with my baller,
yeah, go ahead.
Well, my baller goes out to whom D. Will said he thinks is the best player in the WNBA. Called she balled out in the second half. Arike Ogunbowale went for 34 in the second half, and it was a show. She was actually, I put her name like this: Arike Kyrie Irving Ogunbowale, because she was Kyrie in the second half. She was balling. Look, man, and she served notice. She served notice that she had already said that this was political, that the reason why she pulled out was because she knew she wouldn't have a fair chance to be on this team. And, it was kind of political. But she proved this is the second time that she's won the most valuable player award in this setup. She whooped their butt the first time, she whooped their butt again. She balled. And I got to give it to her, man. I mean, to me, I still go with Asia. I think is the best player. That was my opinion. But Arike is the most exciting phenomenon, the best one-on-one player in their game. And like I said, she is their version of Kyrie Irving. She got handles. She got hoops. She got a step back. She finished off one leg. She can ball. So to me, that's my baller for this week. Arike Kyrie Irving Ogunbowale.
Can't be mad at that. Hey, Lil Bruck can hoop. I ain't gonna lie. Lil Bruck can hoop.
Ain't no doubt.
Ain't no doubt Lil Bruck can hoop. But my baller for the week, man, I just gotta keep it real. We already talked about it, but it's hard to overlook. It's LeBron James, man. Like, LeBron James is exceptional. We kind of hashed over it already, but for him to have 2 go-ahead pseudo game-winning shots, and Han even alluded to it earlier when we talked about it. People saying he doesn't have the clutch gene, but he got the most game-winning or go-ahead field goals of all time in NBA. I get it. He's been there 20 years. He got the most opportunities. So, right? So I get that part. But more opportunities mean, guess what? You that damn good that you get that many more opportunities. So I'm just going to have to give it up to LeBron James, my baller for the week, man, to watch him do what he did, even though, like, it was kind of one of those, exactly, they could turn it up when they want to, right? Like, you saw LeBron James, oh, man, it's the end of the game. We finna lose 3 ball. I'm just going to go to the hole. I'm too big for y'all to lay it up. Ball game over. I'm going to flex on y'all. We're going to go home. Like, he's that good, man. So, yeah, my baller for the week is LeBron James.
All right, let me put this back in the chat for Han to answer his question. I guess that's okay. That's good.
I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet. What the number is? Hey, let me get in with you on that one. Let me get in with you on that one, Han. Because I'd be damned if he averaged 15 and 10 ever in his career. Shit. Hey, we're going to be rich. Give me your debit card. Just give me your debit card. Tell me the pin. Let me change it to my own pin. Because goddamn it, you losing.
Coach, Coach, we can put that on a trip to the Big Easy. Let's do that. I'm with that.
All right,
let's set that up.
All right, trip to the Big Easy.
Right. I want 10 pounds of crab claws.
There it is. All right. While we're talking about Coach said his ball is LeBron James and Coco Gauff for carrying the flag, representing the USA. Can't be mad at that. Cannot be mad at that. So there you go. All right. Coach said fruit cups on deck. All right. Yes, sir. Big Easy Grill. We can do a lunch at the Big Easy Grill. Yes, sir. Let's do it. I've been telling Coach about Big Easy Grill for quite a long time, so I'm sure he's anxious to go. Well, as Han said, he should be anxious to pay then, huh?
Oh yeah, well, tell him, bring that debit card.
Bring the debit card, huh? All right, and we'll go Buster of the week. I mean, as great as the U.S. basketball team look, I'm gonna have to get him a Buster award for this week for beating Sudan by 1 point, and they were favored by 40.
Excuse me.
Favored by 40, and I mean, and you barely covered the money line. And also the USA women's team losing to the WNBA All-Star team, also a bust as well. But for the team in South Sudan who don't even have an indoor gym to play or practice in, who is that guard today? Karik, somebody, number 4. He was roasting USA.
Yeah, triple-double.
Yeah, I had a triple-double, exactly. So maybe he should have got a ball award this week. But my bus award goes out to the USA, both men and women. The men was favored by 40, only won by 1. And they barely covered the money line on that. So that was disappointing since we was talking about betting. That wasn't a good look if you favored by 40, only win by 1.
Yeah.
So that's my bust. All right, Han, what you got?
Yeah, you took my buster with the women's team, so I go with my second, man. I got to go with Gilbert Arenas, man. He got to give my buster this week. I mean, this was pretty bad, man. And he just kept doubling down on it. He was, calling them out of their name and talking about they don't have shoes to play in, and it got bad, man. You got to know when to say when, Gil, and that was pretty bad. And it's bad because his platform is doing so well, and I hate that when we shoot ourselves in the foot and mess up something on our own when it, because sponsors can pull out on you, things of that nature. it can happen overnight. You can be on top of the world and then boom, you're untouchable. So I hope it doesn't happen to him. I hope it doesn't. I've been looking for that show since he said this, and I hadn't found the show. I hadn't seen anything on there, so I'm waiting on it. But he gets my buster. Hopefully, like I said, it doesn't derail him all the way. But he gets my buster. I hold off on my boy Stop, but that's my buster.
Okay. All right, D. Will, what you got? And anybody that got a buster, let's do it.
I'll tell you like this. I agree with Han. Gil do deserve the buster, but he's always done it, but he tried to do like a nightcap show. Kind of different from his platform with Gil's Arenas where Kenya Martin. So he tried to do like a nightcap where he can talk kind of loose, and it just that didn't come off right. Like we know who Gil is as a personality. I agree with you, and that just didn't come off right. But my bust of the week, man, is going to be the Georgia legislature. I bet I got y'all messed up now. My bust of the week is the Georgia legislature on the new rule that they came down with, changing the NIL opportunities for high school players. We know just a couple of weeks ago, they allowed high school players in the state of Georgia to receive NIL benefits, right, for their name, image, and likeness. Now I'm giving them the buster, right, for coming back and revamping that, but I kind of understand. Okay, I understand why they did it, because the way they opened up the floodgates, it was going to be NCAA, baby. You ain't gonna be able to put toothpaste back in the tube, right? So they had to come out prior to, because just on yesterday when this dropped, Caleb Wilson, a 5-star class of 2025 from Atlanta, came out and said he just signed with Clutch Sports by New Balance. So he signed not Clutch Sports, but Clutch Athletics by New Balance, right? So he just signed a deal with New Balance and he's still in high school. What they had to do was they put it to where you can no longer receive NIL. A student athlete can no longer receive NIL from a collective, okay? Meaning it cannot be a collective that pays them their NIL money while still in high school, which will prevent these collectives at these big time college programs coming in and getting commitments from high school players early on by allowing them to have NIL deals, right? So that makes all the sense in the world. Now I'm gonna tell you like this right here. It's still gonna happen. They still finna be the ones behind these guys getting these NIL deals. However, they put stipulations on it in the Georgia legislature to say, hey, you cannot be a part of a collective and also be giving high school players NIL deals, because that just opened up the door for these big time programs to go in and get these 5-star athletes, their 10th and 11th grade year, 9th grade year, get them to commit early by giving them NIL money. So I think I'm giving them the buster for going in to have to do that, but I understand why they did it.
Hey, when Georgia one of the states that said that if you get an NIL deal, they tax you 75% or something crazy like that?
Yeah, but I don't think that's flying, HO. Because if that's the case, wouldn't nobody be going to the University of Georgia? Nobody. If they had to give up all that money, nobody would. And my thing is, they wouldn't allow it. So at one point, they were saying that. I don't see that still flying. I hadn't heard on that aspect of the legislature, but I don't think that's flying.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna fly either. All right, Cuz said the Bravos are his buster for this week. So I definitely agree. Han had mentioned before the show that the Braves are falling apart, and I agree. They lost the first game of the doubleheader already to the Reds, and just not looking good. Everybody hurt, and it just done fell apart. All right, boy stop of the week. Now, when I say this boy stop, hold on, let me go get a little shot in case somebody try to come at me about this. But I definitely don't mean no disrespect, so I'm gonna say this out the rip and let everybody know that I'm saying this because I don't understand it. I just do not understand this. So my boy stop of the week is there was a report that a certain WNBA basketball player and their partner just had a baby. And I'm looking at D.
I already know what you're talking about.
And the response that the WNBA
Oh
player
God.
said was, "I'm so proud to be a pop. I'm done." And that's all I'm gonna say. And so that's that.
Hey, the reporter asked, "How does it feel to be a new mother?" He could have said, "Oh, I'm pops."
Yeah. Again, I just don't understand it. I do not understand that. That's my boy stop of the week, and that's all. I'm gonna leave it at that, and that's that. We ain't got to go.
We living in a different day of time, fellas. We living in a different day of time.
Hey, can I put a spin on that for you real quick before hand go, Ho? Because I know I gotta get out of here, but I gotta put a spin on that. We understand, like right now, the WNBA is the most popular it's ever been, right? And it's due to Magic and Bird, and that's Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, right? But let me tell you something that I've always said: the reason the WNBA is unmarketable is because of that aspect that you just mentioned. To cater to the casual basketball fan, which is going to be a male, which is going to be white, which is going to be from the ages of 26 to 50, right? They're not going to buy your product when it's that. It's already all black just about. But when they black and they acting like little boys, it's going to be a problem. It's not a knock. It's what you do in your personal life is all you, right? But let me tell you why the WNBA is most popular. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese both are heterosexuals. Caitlin Clark is engaged, and we know how Angel Reese getting down. She out there, buddy. She in them streets. So my thing about it is the most popular players in the WNBA, who the WNBA is pushing as their golden childs and who they're marketing the most, in Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark of the new freshman class who are bringing in new blood for the WNBA, both are heterosexual. I'm telling you, I don't give a damn what y'all want. Y'all can come in my DM. Y'all can try to cancel me. I don't give a damn what y'all try to do. But I'm here to tell you the success of the WNBA right now is because your two top and most popular players are heterosexual. Point blank and damn period. If you want more success, get more heterosexuals.
Could not have said no better. And I see Dez just joined in. He said he must join in at the wrong time.
I mean, D-Will is very valid. And I think that's always been my concern, is that when you do bring these new eyes and these new people to this sport, and it's grown on me because I bet on it a lot, but I enjoy watching the game. It's a physical, fast-paced game. There's some good basketball there, but that I can't call it the underlying factor because it is a factor. When you have that community involved in it, it's in your face. And it might not bother me, it might not bother, but it's going to bother people that you're trying to get to come to your product. Mm-hmm. And there's not a lot of open-minded people with money with it, but there is a lot of open-minded people that don't come out and say they're like that. You see what I'm saying? So, because of what society is. And I think if anything is going to be a detractor, I think that's going to be it. And I just don't know how. We'll see. I'm rooting for it, but I just like when you got couples on the teams and it's out there now. You got couples that play against one another, whatever. It's just out there. And you wonder. I said this the other day. I wonder what happens if one of the partners gets into it with someone else. Then, I hate I'm saying this, but I think ladies are more emotional than guys. And I don't think that guys are dating, but if these women are dating, they're going to go out and protect their partner. So you might have a full-fledged fight by teammates. Two teammates might get to fight.
Let me give it to you like this. It's already been a situation this WNBA season where two people that were dating broke up that were on separate teams. One girl blocked the girl's shot, got in the other girl's face. Her teammate came and pushed her because the girl's face she got into was her ex-girlfriend. So I'm pushing my teammate to protect my girlfriend. Don't nobody want to watch that. I'm sorry. And like y'all, they actually try to play that as a headline and a dynamic that they're going to market, knowing that the normal fan they don't want to see that. They ain't watching it. So I'm telling you, seeing Angel Reese in them shorts that she had on it, sitting courtside with Jaylen Brown and the other pretty chick that's a free agent, somebody need to pick her up just because she fine. Like, somebody go get her, right? She can shoot too, but she fine. But seeing Angel Reese in them shorts and seeing Caitlin Clark, who, and by no means is anybody going to say she's Kelsey Plum, right? She ain't Kelsey Plum. Right, so we ain't finna go there, but knowing that she's heterosexual psychologically makes her more marketable to the masses. It just is what it is. It's no right or wrong, but that's how society in America works. And until they figure that out, which I think they have, that 2.1 billion might go to 6. It might go to 8. Yeah. They might get self-sufficient. Yeah. So I'm just saying they got to take in consideration that dynamic.
I agree. They can't rub them around. But anyway, my boy Stop goes out again to the Olympic Committee, and I think that they missed the boat. And I know that they come back and they say, well, they picked this team because these people, competed and went to their camp and did all this thing in the summer. So it wouldn't have been right to put players on there that didn't participate in the trials all summer. But they missed the boat on Angel Reese. They missed the boat on Caitlin Clark, and they missed the boat on Enrique. Those three should have been on the Olympic team. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. Angel Reese, I don't care who they put out there or whatever. She is a double-double machine. She going to get that rebound. You cannot keep off the ball. I don't care if it's Germany. I don't care if it's Sweden. I don't care what it is. She getting the ball, man. She just goes and gets it. And it's an unstoppable motor. And when I see Caitlin Clark play, they were picking her up full court in the All-Star game. They did not want her to get the ball because her court vision is on. It's spectacular. The touch she can pass with, the vision she has, dude. She is a point guard. They talk about her shooting and how she has this range. Man, she is a playmaker, and I mean bar none. She is. So to me, her, Enrique, my buster, the Olympic Committee, these three should have been on the team.
All right. Before you get out of here, D. Will, you became somebody baller this week.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's what it is. Hey, listen, need some heteros, baby. I'm just saying, like, men are the majority. We aesthetically, we think with our eyes, right? Like, we don't think with our head or our heart. We think with our eyes. Like, and the more it's easier on the eyes, brother, the better your product gonna be. Straight like that.
Straight like that. There it is, my man. All right, Weez, I know you got to get up out of here. Please let everybody know where they can find you on social media and in them streets.
Hey, man, y'all already know across all platforms, man, Little I, BALL Radio, at Eyeball Radio across all social media platforms. Go look it up. Hit me with a follow. Go follow the YouTube page, Eyeball Radio YouTube page. Spelled the same way, man. Go check it out. We're live every Tuesday night and Thursday night. Call-in show, man. Call in, speak your piece. We put the number up, man. We go live on all platforms, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, and X, man. Wherever you can get a live, man, you can find the Eyeball Radio live stream. Of course, the Eyeball Podcast every Monday at noon, man. And listen, last week we talked about the weed, right? Because we see that the NCAA has changed the rule on not testing for weed. We just dropped this up. How long before we see NIL deals for marijuana? It's coming. How long before we see college football programs, college basketball programs, and universities have a weed cultivating department for these guys to use marijuana in some form, not just sitting back smoking blunts, but in some form using THC, using hemp, using CBD, using these different type of things that we know work for recovery, anxiety, and all these other different ailments. How long before we see programs and universities start implementing those into their programs? Because here's what I'm telling you, fellas, it's on the damn way.
Yeah, as soon as they allow them to bank with the weed, they don't allow them to use the banking system to run
Federal
business,
government.
run weed business. Exactly. And but what's going to happen is once the certain people get in there, if they get in there, they're going to leave that up to the states. But and then what's going to happen is it's going to open it up. When these states are able to call their own shots, then you're going to see it happen.
Yep. And it's coming. So understand, just like, you know, when the NBA went to the bubble, they allowed them to start smoking, they stopped testing. Now that's the trickle down to college. Please believe, just like NIL went from college, now it's trickling down to high school. The marijuana's coming. When are these college coaches going to start recruiting on, hey, you can smoke here at our school. You can use marijuana here at our school. Because here's my thing. If it's a kid I know that's a frequent and regular user of marijuana, and it is an exceptional athlete, and it's a good student and a good kid that comes to my university to help me win football or basketball games, who am I to tell him to stop smoking? That's going to throw off his routine. He might not be the same kid that I recruited if he ain't able to smoke every day. So I'm telling you, it's different dynamics, and it's a bunch of octopus legs that are finna come into college athletics with the NIL and the marijuana, and it's going to trickle down to high school. So I'm telling y'all, man, just be on the lookout for that. And y'all can check that type of conversation out on the Eyeball Podcast whenever y'all want to. Little IBAL Podcast. Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, bro. We'll holler at you next week then, hopefully.
Indeed, no doubt about it. I'll be here, brother.
All right, man. I'll holler at you, bro, for sure.
Y'all have a good show.
All right. D. Will, the coach, just broke it all the way down. And
and what he's saying though,
the big talk about it, but they took weed off the table.
Right, but weed, big on when they talk about drug, it might be the lesser drug, as long as you don't soup it up. I mean, look at the stuff that they're putting everybody on. All these drugs that come from these pharmaceutical companies. What's the difference? It's still a drug. They're doing something they're putting in your body to either numb you or some kind of way. I mean, these drugs are drugs. Weed is a drug, but it's for some odd reason, I guess because it's not regulated, not getting money from it. You know, it's a bad substance. You don't want to, you know, they don't want them to have it. Now, I'm not a weed user. Don't get me wrong. I've had thought about it with the pains and stuff that I feel. And they put me on all these other medications. But what I understand, what's the difference with me doing that and doing weed? Because I'm going to get addicted to all these pain meds. You understand what I'm saying? Weed, I don't think it's addictive. It's just make you want to eat from what I understand. So it might be the lesser two evils. So I don't know, man. When you look at this, man, it's all about making money. And the pharmaceutical companies that can make money off of study pushing drugs, because they ain't number drugs, they pushing drugs.
Yeah, I don't know if you can fast and smoke weed and get well.
Yeah, well, I heard you feel better.
Yeah, and I guess that's the most important thing, feeling better. All right, man, that's going to end our Baller Busting and Bar Stop. Shout out to D. Will for coming through, hanging out with us for about an hour or so. So we really appreciate that. All right, we're finna move on to our roundtable discussion, hand. All right, hold on. Mark, you got something to say.
We happy, hug, you sleep. Only side effect.
So there it is. All right, so roundtable discussion. Let me switch this banner out so we can jump right into it. Roundtable discussion. All right, big homie. The SEC team or player you looking forward to the most this upcoming college football season?
Yeah, I wish we would have got to this question before D. Will left, because my answer to this is the team. After Nick Saban is gone, I am looking so forward to see what happens in Alabama. I want to see if they're still able to stay at the level, which it's going to be hard. And I know I'm hearing from different factions that Alabama won't miss a beat, but it's just, to me, going to be kind of hard to just say and gloss over the point of Nick Saban not being on the sideline. So that's the main storyline, I think, for college football that I'm looking at. I want to see what happens in Alabama. They have been the pinnacle of college football since Nick Saban started to rule on the sideline. Do they stay at that level? Do they drop back? Are there, seasons that we're going to have where they're 6-5 or 7-4, 9-3, or can he continue to feed the monster? I know they've gotten, I think, the best recruiting class that we hear in the nation this year. But again, that's fine and dandy, and it's fine to have great teams and all that. And I'm speaking from experience because, with Florida State, when Bobby Bowden had that thing going for 14 years straight before he lost all the coaching staff and all that, they finished in the top 5, 14 straight years, couple national championships. Now, that might not seem like it's on the level with what Alabama has done. And it, quite frankly, it's not when you look at and you compare national championships. But when we talk about a dominant program in the 90s and late 80s, Florida State is one of those that you look at and say, yeah, they were dominant. Them, Miami, Florida, they were dominant programs. And once you started to cut the head off the snake, the dominance left. So that's my point. I'm waiting to see, now that you have a new head of the snake, what happens in Alabama. So that's the main thing I'm looking forward to.
All right, Cuz said he want to see Arch Manning. I got to play as well. I got to play as well.
How much will he see him, though? How much will he see him, big homie? Well, splitting time.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I tell you one thing: if they want to be on TV, if they want their CBS game, you better put Arch Manning in there.
Yeah. So we'll see. I was surprised he stayed there. I was really surprised that he
was
did not.
too. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm surprised he did stay at Texas, but he's a Manning, and they don't do all that. They get stable and stay, and that's that's how they do their thing. I got a player too, hand, and I think that is going to be DJ Lagway, Florida quarterback, 6'3", 240 pounds, out of Texas. I don't know how the hell they got him out of Texas. I'm gonna be flat foot honest with you.
They got 2 quarterbacks there. How are you going? He wasn't gonna play.
I mean, out of the state of Texas, not just UT, but out of the state.
Not just the University of Texas. I got you.
Not just the university, but out of the whole state of Texas. How did he get out of the state of Texas? You got TCU there. You got Texas Tech. I mean, Texas State, Texas San Antonio. I mean, there's a whole bunch of teams there. He ends up in Florida. He said he grew up a Florida fan, and I was talking to a guy this weekend, and he's a Florida guy and a Gator fan, and I told him I done kind of bagged up off the Gators, since Spurrier left, but he said that this kid, they need to start it from day one, and because they got Graham Mertz as a starter right now, but DJ, they say he's a Cam Newton waiting to have, but he's a little more accurate than Cam at the age. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this kid brings. And my first question, hand, is, do you think the lights will be too bright for a freshman kid playing in the SEC at this level?
I don't know. We've seen young guys come in and have success. Some kids are built different, man. And I think that, if he has the right talent around him, that can take some pressure off of him. You have to remember, in college football, everybody that's on their defense is not an NFL player. So if he can, if you get to the second level on a lot of teams, you don't have All-Americans back there. So he'll look good against certain squads. Certain teams that are more adept and more have, a greater abundance of talent, he's probably going to struggle. But I think he'll be fine. A lot of these kids, they grow up with these passing camps and they learn terminology at an early age, knowing where to go with the football. So I think if he's as good as advertised and what you're saying, I think he'll be fine. I really do. I think at college football. Like I said, everybody's not going to play at the next level. So if he's there, he'll be good, and I think he'll be fine. I want to see him though.
Yeah. In the state of Texas, he played high school at Willis High School. That playing in the state of Texas in football, the lights are bright enough there, even in high school. Yeah. So I think the transition should be seamless, if you ask me.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Like I said, they get a lot of coaching now. They go to these passing camps. They learn different techniques and how to be quarterbacks at such an early age. So, I think, the transition for a lot of the kids is second nature.
Yeah, coach said he's looking for Jalen Milroe. He's looking forward to Jalen Milroe this year.
And I wonder, because the knock on him had been his passing. I want to see how he developed. Has he developed into more of a polished quarterback? Because going into last year, I just saw a running back playing quarterback, and then he surprised me. He hit some clutch passes and looked pretty decent. So I hope that growth has continued. I'm looking forward to seeing him myself.
Yeah, Dad's making a good point here on Alabama. If they win now, he says because Saban recruits are still there. But if they lose now, it's because of the coach. That is a tough spot.
It's a tough spot. But like I said, in Alabama, that pressure is immense. And like D. Will said, they can't lose to Auburn. They can do everything else. But if they lose to Auburn, it's a problem. He will be on the hottest seat in college football. I promise you that.
No doubt about it. Let me see what Cuz got. Cuz say kids today are built different. Man, like similar. Yeah. All right, Han, we're going to move on to the NFL. And we're going to pose the same question. NFL player or team that you're looking forward to see this year?
Yeah, I'm looking at these two rookie quarterbacks, man. Washington's quarterback from LSU. I'm looking to see what he does. Jayden Daniels. I want to see how he translates to the NFL, and I definitely want to see what Caleb Williams does at Chicago. They put a lot of things around Caleb Williams for him to succeed. I know Justin is like, what happened? Why didn't this happen for me? But we'll see. The thing about when you watch Caleb play, and I hate that I'm going to compare him to this guy, but a lot of what we see out of him was a lot of the Johnny Manziel factor, that nothing was on schedule. Everything, him and Baker Mayfield, that type of player where they did stuff after the play broke down, or they broke defenses down with their legs. And I don't think he'll be able to do that at the next level in the NFL. They'll take that away from him. So I want to see how he's able to go through a progression, how he'll get back in the pocket and not panic and not just try to but go through his progression and hit his receivers. Learn to check down, learn how to separate the defense, understanding where the mic is, those type of things. Understand if that safety is creeping down in the box, understanding that it's disguised cover two. Those are things I want to see him and see if he can develop, because he has the athleticism. We've seen the Rogadon, we've seen everything about both of them, but I'm eager to see how they look when the bullets start flying, for lack of a better term, and the real thing starts in the game. The other thing is, this player, I think, is just out of our consciousness because he went down early in the year. But before he went down, Anthony Richardson was starting to be a name that we wanted to see. He was garnering a lot of, man, I can't wait to see what this dude do on Sundays. So him coming back after that year being shortened, I'm looking forward to see what he does his second year, because he's a freak. He's basically another Cam Newton, to be honest with you. And I think he probably throws a better ball. So I'm looking forward to that.
All right. Cuz said he's looking forward to Bijan and the Birds. Coach said he has a defense this season, so I'm not sure. I guess he's referring to one of your guys you were talking about. Me personally, I have two. One is the offensive play calling for the Atlanta Falcons. I want to see Zach Robinson offensive play call. if he can get Pitts, Bijan, Algier, London, the ball in the right spots, then I think we're in for a pretty good year. Secondly, Jordan Love. Jordan Love holding out right now because of a contract, right?
Yeah, no. He said he will not play until he gets a contract. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna get that done though. I think he'll get that done.
Okay. But Jordan Love, to me, has the momentum going into the season, confidence and everything. You know, I think that beating the Cowboys in that first round of the playoffs shot
We
his
won't talk
confidence
about that.
up. Okay,
we need to
well,
talk
I mean,
about
yeah, but I think his confidence shot up, and I think the momentum is carrying over. Don't be surprised.
They were this close from beating San Francisco. I mean, a lot of the plays that they made against the Cowboys, remember, they could have closed the game out on San Francisco, and they dropped what would have been I thought a game-clinching interception for a touchdown. You know, same guy that Dak hit in the numbers. You know, Purdy hit in the numbers, and he would have walked in the same way, but he dropped that one. But he couldn't drop Dak's.
Yeah. But I think don't be surprised if Jordan Love get the contract and he's an MVP candidate some points of this year. I wouldn't be surprised. All right, Coach said Chicago and Caleb. He's looking forward to that.
Defense. Yeah, I think that's what he meant about defense.
Yeah, exactly. And Cuz said he want to see Justin Herbert under Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, you know, the one thing that when I look at that one, Harbaugh is a run the ball type coach. So I think a lot of what Herbert did numbers wise are going to suffer a little bit this year. Also, he lost his top two receivers, I think.
And he lost a running back, Eckler.
Yeah. But I think the thing with Harbaugh is he's going to be physical. His lines of scrimmage are going to be physical. They're going to run the football. And I think with running the football, I think that's going to – Herbert will not be as prolific in the passing game. I just think that we'll see more of a grind out. And also he'll probably try to shorten the game when he's playing against like the Chiefs. The best defense against the Chiefs is to keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. So I'm sure you'll see a lot of running and him shortening games, especially until he gets this thing to where the team in his image. So if you look at how he's played and how his teams are played, dating back to when he was the coach at San Diego University, and then at Stanford, and then at Michigan, and before that, you know, you just watched him be a physical, run the ball first type, play defense, hard-nosed type coach. That's the type of image that his team is going to be built in. So I'm saying all that to say that if you play a lot of fantasy football, I'm not sure that Herbert, his numbers will be there this year. Not to the way we've been accustomed to seeing.
All right, Cole say he think he'll take a lot of pressure off of Herbert, and based on what you just said, it is taking pressure off of him.
Exactly.
Shorten the game and don't put the ball in Herbert's hand to try to win it. Let the defense win the game, and we're gonna run the ball. We're gonna shorten the game up and things of that nature. Pretty much the same as they did at Michigan.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to build that team in that image.
Yep. But let's see what else we got. All right. As reported, Russell Westbrook get traded to the Utah Jazz. The buyout has been completed. Rumor has it that he's going to join the Denver Nuggets. Does this a good fit as reported? If he joins the Nuggets, will this be a good fit? And does this put them back in the contention for another ring?
I think it gives them. Russ is not. I don't know what to say about Russ now, and nothing negative. I just think that Russ's legacy has been kind of taking them back a little bit. I think once you start changing teams so much, and I know this is not supposed to be a referendum on him, or it's not supposed to be something negative about him. Your question is, will it help Denver? Possibly. I think it's going to help, but to what extent? He doesn't shoot the ball well. He's not really the biggest structured playmaker. He's a give me the ball, I'm going to penetrate, and I'll make somebody better passing in the ball at the last minute. So I don't know how he fits their scheme. I don't know what he does. The nature of what they've done well is allow Murray and Jokic to run a high ball screen, high pick and roll, and they play off of that. So what does Russ do? Sit on the wing and wait for a jumper in the corner? I mean, I don't know really what this does. He's not Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson can shoot. He's not. I don't see him as a lockdown defender. I don't know what Russ is today at this level, at this point today. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, man. And I hate this because I think a lot of these players now have, with all the movement that are going on, as you look at them and you say, yeah, they're great players, but the established legacies that they had by being in an organization, they're being thrown away. Him, Kevin Durant, you look at what's happening with Paul George, these are all-time basketball players. But when you look at what they are and what their legacy is, it's kind of floundering now. I can't put, as great as Durant is, and as great as what Westbrook has done, being a triple-double guy for 2 or 3 years and doing the things he did, Paul George being one of the great basketball players that we've seen in this era, their legacies are tarnished a little bit because of all the movement. And I just think that what's happening with them takes away from the greatness that they had. So, but getting back to Westbrook, I don't know what he does in Denver that's going to put him over the top.
Yeah, I agree.
Just don't know. He didn't in LA. So what does he do? How do he and Jokic work together? The reason that Jokic and Murray work together is because Murray can pick and pop also. Murray can get downhill off of screen, whatever. It's just, and
he can shoot.
I just don't know what. Yeah, I just don't know how Westbrook benefits Jokic like that.
Does so possibly we don't know what he gives and brings to the table today in today's game. What is Russ today? Could this hurt his legacy moving forward if he doesn't figure out what he is?
I think his legacy is already hurt. I think it's already tarnished. I really do. I don't know what Russ. I don't know how many teams currently in the NBA want his services. You understand what I'm saying? It's not people that just lining up to say, I want Russell Westbrook. And we're talking about one of the greatest point guards when you look at his numbers in the history of the league. But it's almost like Russ, just stay in OKC. That's where you were. You would have gone down in history there, as the guy. You've probably been the all-time greatest player in OKC history. When KD left, without a doubt, I think you'd have been the guy, But it's just so much that goes on, and you can't fault a guy for wanting to go back and play at his hometown, or, maybe doing his own path. And I'm not faulting him for it. I'm just looking at the big picture. I hope this don't sound negative towards Russ, because I think Russ is a great player. I just think that once you start to move, once you start to not be established as a foundational piece and you just become a journeyman for hire, you just can't be mentioned with those greats that have lasted the test of time. So I don't know what he does for Denver. I really don't.
Well, Coach seemed to think that he's still an effective slasher and a rebounder.
But you got slashing. I'm just gonna play off of you and meet you at the rim because I'm not worried about you shooting. So maybe on a break, I can see it on a fast break. He can do that and whatever, maybe get downhill. But if I'm in drop coverage, when we go, you see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna send my big out to defend him if he comes up and somebody says a screen. I'm gonna tell my big drop, let him shoot. Wait on him at the rim, make him finish over length. And we've seen. Did you see how much problem Kyrie had finishing over length against Boston? And Kyrie's one of the better, maybe the best small man finisher we've seen in the game. But if you go back and watch the series against Boston, he had major problems trying to finish in the lane over the length. Because he got there, but then now you got to finish over 7 feet. You got to finish over 6'10" wingspan, and then defenders that are hounding you all the way, pushing you one way. So I don't know what Russ really brings to Denver. I don't know. So, I mean, do you start him and Murray together? Do you said bringing him off the bench? Bring him off the bench and run him with the second unit. We've seen that type of thing try to happen. Golden State tried to bring a aging point guard off the bench and have him run with the second unit in Golden State. That didn't work out well. And I just don't know how this is going to work out in Denver.
Let me ask you this. This is my question then. If he's a free agent, why Denver? What's a better fit? What team is a better fit for Russ right now if you had to put him somewhere?
That's a hard conversation because this game is so much now depending on you being able to shoot the basketball, and he can't shoot. So in this game, like I said, everything is a copycat league. So we see a lot of ball screens. We see a lot of pick and roll. We see a lot of trying to get you switched out on a big. But if that big is just going to be in drop coverage, that's not going to hurt you because I'm going to be in drop coverage. I'm not worried about him coming off screens. I'm not worried about the big coming up. If a big come up and set the screen on my guard, I'm going to still be in drop coverage and say, okay, just stay here and wait on that big to come through the lane, or make sure that Russ has to shoot some type of shot over length, or he has to step out and shoot the jumper. And then we're going to get a rebound. We're going to go the other way. It just is what it is. I just don't, I don't know. It maybe isn't that simple, but it seems to be that simple. Make him a shooter, and he's not a shooter.
Cuz say they must think they can use him if they bring him in, but I don't know how.
Yeah, look, they do. We'll see. We'll see.
Right, I agree. All right, so my last one, and I don't have this on the sheet, but I got to talk about Patrick Beverly signing a deal over Israel, leaving the NBA. Is it because of the 4-game suspension that he got from throwing the ball, or is much more into it than just that, you think?
Nah, they did him a solid by allowing him they allowed him to save face, but I don't think you can't throw the ball at your patrons, man. You can't do what he did. And they won't come out and say they blackballed him or whatever, but I'm sure that was part of the conversation, man. His days in the NBA were numbered. I think he had guaranteed money and he had made his deal or whatever, but I don't think that. I think how they did the same thing with Melo, how they blackball you, not tell you, but they're pretty much pushing you out the league. I think he sealed his fate when he did what he did, man. You can't throw the ball at the people that pay the salaries. That made no sense. He just lost his mind. And in that moment, how they say it was at that moment when he realized he had messed up.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. He threw the ball and then he threw it again. That's what I'm saying. He doubled down. He threw the ball, got it back, and threw it again.
He had a Gilbert Arenas moment.
I mean, come on, man. I think they saved face, did him a solid, by not just doing it, but how they whiteballed him. I think he's whiteballed from the NBA.
Yeah. So and his response was the overseas group gave him everything that he asked for.
Yeah. And the NBA gave him a ticket to get there.
Pretty much, yeah. So
Yeah.
all right, Patrick. I wonder if he still gonna do his podcast then.
He probably will. I mean, we got the internet, so he'll be good. But I just don't know. Like I said, man, I think when you some decisions you make, you look back on and say, man, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And I think he probably figured after that night, he said, yeah, that probably wasn't the smartest decision,
Yeah, I agree. All right, real quick, let's talk about them Hawks, bro. What are they doing, and what are you looking forward to, or are we like Westbrook? We just don't know. We gotta wait and see.
Yeah, was it true that they got rid of the big today? I heard is Capella gone, or is he still in talks to leave?
I hadn't heard that, but I can
I
check.
heard something come through. Yeah, I heard through the grapevine, but I don't know how true it was. But man, when you look at the Hawks, man, it's like they don't have a sense of what they're trying to do. I don't know what they're doing, and I this was the worst time to have the number 1 pick overall. And I like I said, I think you should parlay. Teams have parlayed now a number of picks into building their squad. So what you should have done is taken this pick and built on next couple of years, bringing in other picks. You could have gotten, I think, a plethora or a boatload of picks for this number 1 pick. You should have done and positioned yourself for next year and the years down the line, and been able to take, okay, maybe a piece that you have now and some picks, and go out and get somebody who's budding on another team that might be coming up for a free agency, that might be moving or coming into their own. Make a move for Ant Edwards when he comes up as free agent in a couple of years. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe Ant wants to come back to Atlanta. You position yourself with picks and whatever else, so you'll have that arsenal to try to go get it. I keep telling you have to identify somebody that, I don't know what kind of roots it has in Minnesota. I'm sure and the Southern boy. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe he won't come on and play. But I would start looking now to say maybe that's a piece I might try to go after. So you position yourself. Going out and getting Ricochet was not it. That was not the play. There was nothing in this draft, especially a number 1 pick, which is supposed to be a franchise changer. You go out and get a number 1 pick. That's supposed to change your franchise. That's supposed to be your flag bearer. And you got maybe a starter down the line. Maybe. I didn't see anything special. I really didn't. I watched him play. I don't see anything special. So I didn't see special from him or Saw. So why use it? You and I have talked before. I'm not going to take a player and a pick just because he's there. Because what does that mean? If you take him, he never does anything, doesn't pan out for you. What are you taking him for? You're taking these picks to try to win a championship if you're really trying to win. But like I said to you before, a lot of these franchises aren't trying to win. They can't be, not with the stuff that they do. And we see it constantly. And I don't think Ricochet was a pick that you're putting in place to try to win a championship. So again, you should have packaged this pick for future picks and picks to move down in the draft, maybe get another player this year. It was a no-brainer to me. But I'm not the GM, so they did what they did. I don't understand what they're doing.
Did you see Cam Whitmore for Houston?
Yes.
In the summer league. And you see how the Hawks passed on him, right?
Yes.
Cam Whitmore was balling in his summer league.
He's a dog, man. He's a dog.
Yeah. And then
he's a dog.
He could have replaced Sadiq Bey, who eventually signed with the Wizards. He could have been that guy to step in and you could have kept DeAndre Hunter coming off the bench. So, all right, Maurice got a question for you.
They could have traded a number 1 pick though, Maurice. People would have. I think they could have traded a number 1 pick. We can say what if nobody, and that may be a valid point. but I would have definitely done that. I think
They would
could
have had to tell you no.
They would have had to tell me no. I promise you. I promise you, they would have had to tell me no.
His journalism coming out.
No. I don't have any sources. This is my opinion. This is what I'm saying. They didn't do it. I do know that. I know they did not move back. And we're talking about what I think they should be doing. You ask me what are the Hawks doing? I don't know. I don't agree with what they did. I put it like this. I'm pretty sure Ricochet will be one of the worst number one picks in the history of NBA basketball. He ain't gonna be up in the top, so we'll see that. Well, I ain't gonna say he's gonna be the worst, but he will not be a number one pick that we'll look back in the years and say, "Man, that was a great number one pick."
Yeah, I agree. I for sure agree. Yep, I agree with that for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. The Hawks in for a tough year, bro.
Yeah.
Who's gonna have a tough year, the Hawks or your Lakers?
I mean, the Lakers still are gonna make the playoffs, I believe. You know, with them being so expanded. The Hawks, the East is getting a little bit tough. Like I said, I don't. When you look at the squad, man, I do like the kid from Duke. He kind of came in. What's his name? Johnson. Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they found something. If you can build something around he and Trey and do something, I mean, you'll win some games. But you know, I don't know, man. I don't see much in Atlanta. I don't think they're gonna have too much of a year.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers will be okay. I don't like what they've done either. I'm not huge in what the Lakers have done, but when you got LeBron and you got AD, you're gonna still be okay. You got two Hall of Fame players there, so it is what it is. But none spectacular.
All right. Speaking of Duke, are you looking forward to the Duke Blue Devils playing this year? You watching Cooper Flag?
Yeah,
I just love to hear you say that.
Yeah, I will be tuning in to see Cooper Flag.
Especially since Maurice watching.
Oh, well, that's definitely 2 games in the year. I will be watching them in Carolina for sure this year. But I'll be watching Flag. I think he's a hooper. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what the detraction might be because everything I see on him is bona fide. He looks legit to me. So yeah, I'm definitely waiting to tune in to see what he does at the college level.
Okay. All right, bro. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump into a little fun. How about that? Jump into a little fun.
Let's do it.
Well, it seems like the time just be flying by now, don't it?
Yeah, it does.
Good God Almighty, the time just. If y'all don't sweep us hard, it would be a disappointment. I agree. I definitely agree. For sure. And Maurice, and if we do,
it's like Maurice won a small victory. He wants just to be able to beat y'all. I guess that's that rivalry though.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he waving the white flag in pretty early, huh?
It sounds like he conceded a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds like he sounded like he saw Cooper Flag as well, and like, yeah, we in trouble. All right, with that being said, fellas and ladies and gentlemen, it is time to jump into some SRT Fun Bag. Yes, sir. SRT Fun Bag is here. It is time to have a little fun. And with that being said, Han, I shouted out to my team today, and I got the Fun Bag approved with all the questions.
Okay.
All right, let me pull it up on my phone. Boom. All right, here we go. And everybody join in. If you're online, join in. Let us know how you're feeling about these Fun Bag questions. I just need your answer in the chat and we're going to read them out. All right, Han, first question is this. How much money would you have if you get $100 per push-up that you do?
$100. No, I probably get about. I make myself get 5. I get about 500.
About 500.
Yeah, big boy, it'd be a hard 5.
It'd
I'll
be
be
a hard
calling
5,
in to work tomorrow. Yeah, I call in to work tomorrow though.
All right, but you'll get at least 500.
Yeah, I think I can get you 5.
All right, Big Home, I think I can get you between 8 and 10.
Look at that.
Yeah, I think I can get you about at least 8 to 10.
Yeah, 8 to 10. I ain't going this week. I ain't going the rest of the week.
Look at Dad. Dad say 600 for him, and he need it now.
600. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You mean tell me everybody else scared to do some push-ups? All right. Next question is this: name a dish or a food that you can eat daily.
And maybe good back in the day we daily. I don't eat nothing good no more, Big Homie. So I don't know.
Crab legs.
Yeah, but that would be good.
Okay.
I guess, yeah, if you want to talk seafood, I go crab legs and shrimp. That's cool.
Okay, crab legs and shrimp. You can't eat nothing else but that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I got a couple of things. Crab legs, yellow rice, spinach.
Okay.
And fruit. Yeah, a couple of things I can eat daily. All right, next question is this. What is your superpower?
Being by myself, Big Homie. I can be by myself and be just fine.
Okay, that's a good one. That is a good
one. I don't need company. Yeah, that's superpower. I can me and my TV. I'm good.
Dad say he eat jerk chicken for him. Yeah, jerk chicken. I know you miss it, Big Homie, but
miss
all right,
chicken, Big Homie.
Your superpower was being by yourself. I'm gonna go with my superpower.
I can be by myself.
My superpower, I think I got 2: leadership and the ability to visualize things vividly. Getting close to manifesting them, but I can vividly see them in my mind. All right, Big Homie. Keep one, bench one, cut one. Your barber, your nail tech, or your masseuse?
Big Homie, that's all those are me. I do all of those.
All right, well.
So yeah, I'm my own barber, I'm my own nail tech, and I'm my own masseuse. So I don't know, Big Homie. I guess if I'm gonna keep it, I keep my barber, I bench my nail tech, and I guess I cut my masseuse.
Yeah. Dad said the same thing. He go keep me barber because I'm him. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I'm keeping my barber. My barber is fire. I bench the nail tech and I don't have to have no masseuse. I'm gonna be flat foot honest with you. Don't have to have. Yeah, me and Cuz got the same barber, so yeah, gotta keep him. He the real deal. Yeah, I turned him on to him. He saw my haircut one day. He was like, "Bro, I just needed number." I was like, "Hold on, let me check with him first. I can't. He a personal barber now, so I can't just do it like that. I gotta get permission." And once he got on, Yeah, he been having to keep a bat in his car ever since. You got to fight him off,
I
man.
heard that.
Yeah, so shout out to Cuz. All right, next question is this. If somebody mentioned old school music to you, what's the first song come to mind?
Man, it's a couple of them come to mind off the rip, man. But
Okay,
I guess when you said it, old school, I'm
Somebody
Earth, Wind
say-
and Fire fan, man.
There you go. Give it to me.
Yeah, I'm Earth, Wind and Fire fan. So it'd probably be Reasons. That's one of my favorite songs.
There you go.
Then I'd probably go with some Frankie Beverly Mays, Happy Feeling.
There
So,
you go.
it's a couple of them old school groups, man, but it'll probably be Earth, Wind and Fire, Reasons, something like that.
Dad say Temps. Yes, sir. Anything Isis, brother. I'm going
Ain't
with
mad at that either.
I'm going with Rock with You, Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah, I ain't mad at them Isleys. I ain't mad at man. Commodores. Man, it's a bunch of old school groups that I be with.
Yeah, Dad said
Love
gotta
and
have some
Happiness,
that love and
yes, sir.
happiness. Yeah.
Ain't no doubt about it.
All right, last one. This gonna be. I have to make sure I quantify this as a apology before I ask, but sometimes we have to talk about this because life happens, but we have to talk about it. So let's get to it. Last question of the night. SRT Fun Bag. Which is tougher to deal with? A sudden death or watching somebody pass away in front of your eyes?
Man.
I mean, both are tough, but I mean,
Both are tough.
Yeah.
I've experienced somebody passing away in front of me. I guess it depends on who the person will be, but a sudden death of somebody you're close to, that would be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think sudden death. Yeah, I think somebody passing away, if you watching, they're deteriorating. A lot of times that's a relief because the person isn't suffering anymore. You know, but a sudden death of somebody who's full of life or whatever, not expected, that would be that's rough. So yeah, I would say sudden death.
Yeah, I've experienced both. Godmother was sudden, Pops was sudden, Mom was I watched over some years. I think watching someone pass away is more stressful.
Yeah.
Because you just never know what day. You see what I'm saying? You never know what day, and you try your best.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yes.
Yeah, and you don't want to miss that moment of saying, I don't want you to go alone. You want to be there when they, when they take their last breath.
Yeah, and you're just trying to make them comfortable. You're trying to make them comfortable and be at peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like you said, on the sudden thing, you don't even know when it's happening.
Sudden is like, bro, it's a couple of things I needed to tell you. I wanted to say to you. You never got a chance to say your goodbyes. You never close the chapter.
Right.
So it's both of them are tough, but I mean, behind it is something that we have to talk about, something that we have to encourage people to, have that conversation and make sure you tell the people that while they're here, give them their flowers, tell them you love them. You got to do all these things because you just never know.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm bringing it up not to diminish the statement, but to open the eyes up to let people know that you have to be attentive and you have to make sure that the conversation is had. You have to make sure you call on your loved ones. Matter of fact, this is a challenge for tonight. For somebody you hadn't talked to in a while, give them a call and just let them know that you was thinking about them and let them know that I'm calling you to give you your flowers. That's the challenge for tonight. Yeah. All right, so that's going to end our SRT fun bag. And I do have, I know people appreciated it last week. I had a 2 truths and a lie. So I'm going to go ahead and give you another 2 truths and a lie tonight. Only thing you got to do is tell me which one is, give me the truths and give me the lie. 2 of them will be true, 1 will be a lie. How about that? All right, here we go. The first statement, I worked in the restaurant business for a little while. The second thing is, I was in the talent show in the 8th grade, representing New Edition. And our song was Popcorn Love. The last one was let's see. The last one is I had 2 girlfriends when I went to school in Miami. All right, 2 of those are true, 1 is a lie.
The restaurant is a lie.
The restaurant, what now?
The restaurant is the lie.
No.
Okay.
Dad said that the lie is the last one about the girlfriend. I guess I had to think of that. Come on, big homie. You know I worked at Mix. I used to bring home the cheese.
Oh, that's right. You bring home the cheesecake. Yeah, that's right. My bad.
Yeah.
About that, big homie. Sure did.
Yeah.
Sure did.
You knew that. That couldn't have been a lie. But yeah.
You did. You used to bring home cheesecake.
Yeah, Oreo cheesecake. Yes, sir. Bring it home, and boy, you and Danny weighing it out. But yeah, the girlfriends in Miami is the lie. Everything else was true. Worked at Mix as an expediter, and I was in the 8th grade doing my Popcorn Love New Edition imitation and all that. So yeah, all that was true. Let me see. Dad said Dad giveaway. Let me see. Oh, he said the dad giveaway is I had to think about the last. Yeah,
I guess that was a tell. That was a tell.
Yeah. Yeah, I did have to think about that. I thought I was gonna go with something else, but we have a family show, so I decided not to go into that. Go say you remember the New Edition. Yeah, man, I had on a sports coat with some pro kids at Kennedy. Yes, sir. You right, cuz I had on some red All-Star. Yes, sir. So with that being said, man, we're gonna go ahead and end the show so we can go ahead and make sure you play the Powerball tonight. It's up to 200. Is it 291? I can't even remember. It's up there. Just play. Yeah, just play. Go in there and get your numbers, and maybe, big homie, maybe we get that winning ticket. Maybe we can do this from our own studio.
There you go.
Every day.
Yep.
How about every day?
That'll work.
Would you do it every day?
Every day, but we sure wouldn't be talking about no Sudan people, though.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Not no negative way, anyway.
I know. So Give me a time slot that works for you. 10 to 2, 2 to 6, what? What we got?
2 to
So we
6
do it
be
every
good
day.
for me.
Huh?
Yeah, 2 to 6. 2 to 6.
2 to 6 to be good.
Yeah, I'm with that.
There it is. All right, man. Shout out to my main man, D. Will. Shout out to Hancock. Shout out to everybody who tuned in, who rock with us each and every week. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Make sure you go to our YouTube page, like and subscribe to the YouTube page. Make sure you go ahead and click that notification bell to let you know every time we go live, we go live. I got a big appointment tomorrow, Big Home. I got a content day at a video studio that I'm gonna be rebranding my HM3 brand. So prayers for that. Hopefully that goes well, and hopefully that can feed over to our SRT brand where we can go ahead and brand that as well, so we can get these numbers like a Shannon Sharp.
There you go.
All right, that's all I got.
That's
what you got?
What's up, Big Homie? Hey, man, just ready to attack another end of the week, man, and try to keep this thing on track. But anyway, shout out to all the people, man, that's tuning in and supporting the SRT. We appreciate the love and support, the chiming in and keeping us on our toes. And they're disagreeing with us. That makes what makes the show fun. So enjoyed it, appreciate it. Y'all come back and holler at us again next Wednesday night, man. Shout out D.
There it is. For sure. We used to have something to say tonight. Yeah, he had something to say tonight. All right. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for listening to the SRT Fun Bag. It was fun. Thanks for listening to the Two Truths and a Lie. And I'm going to try to do that each and every week. But before I go, Big Homie, I was told that I need to start telling my jokes again. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you what.
Uh-oh. All right.
Go ahead and give you one of my Lil Johnny jokes. All right, Lil Johnny said, Dad, I got in trouble at school. Dad said, now, what did you do now? Lil Johnny said, I don't know, I just got sent home from school. Well, Dad said, well, I can see that. What did you do? He said, well, I was in class and the teacher said, Lil Johnny, I'm gonna ask you first so we can get you out the way so we won't be doing no shenanigans. What is 3 times 2? Lil Johnny said to himself, that's easy. The answer is 6. The teacher said, yes, you are correct. Then she said, well, since you got that correct, what's 2 times 3? Lil Johnny dad said, what the hell is the difference? Lil Johnny said, well, yeah, that's what I said.
That's why I got sent over school, right? All right, then.
Yeah, so that's why he got sent home from school. Once again.
All right, Lil Johnny.
Yeah, Lil Johnny. I had one for you next week as well. With that being said, all right, bro, let's get up out of here. Hey, let's roll.
I'm headed home, baby.
This is your main man, H.O. from Bankhead. R.I.P. Moms and Pops. R.I.P. BC. And if you love the show,
tell a friend.
And if you didn't,
sometimes keeping it real goes wrong. Shout out Gilbert Arenas. Peace.
There it is. And we out of here. Peace.